This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by undefeated Tito Mercado. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just came off a victory, so I can't complain.
Biggest win of your career so far, Jayson Velez. Now, he's not on the best run of form, but what you did to him, very few others have done. It's only the third time in 10 defeats, I think he's been stopped. And you got him out of there in the sixth round, which is the same as Gabriel Flores Jr. You guys kind of shared a record, if you like, for how quickly you beat Jayson Velez. What did you make of it? Was it easier than you expected? Was it tougher? What was it like on the night?
Um, he was definitely a tough guy. I was surprised he was able to take some of the punishment I was giving him, but I feel like after the first shot I landed in the first round, I feel like he quickly decided that he didn't want to go win that fight. I think he kind of decided, I'm gonna just say that I survived Tito Mercado. I feel like his whole game plan changed. He definitely didn't did what he did to Gabriel Flores or Oscar Valdez. He actually threw punches and landed some big shots on them. I didn't think he tried to do the same thing with me. I think he kind of understood that where he was at. What type of skill set I was at, even with the only 7 fights I had, and I feel like he was just over there trying to survive the fight. But he was definitely a lot tougher than I expected. But I was winning the rounds easily, man. There was nothing that I was struggling with. I feel like his experience, I think he kind of figured, the my amateur experience and all that kind of kicked in play, and it was, there was no advantage there in experience wise.
You picked up the NABA title, but at 140. What's your ultimate plan? Is it to stay up there because you'll have a world ranking with the WBA once you defend the belt? Or do you want to
Right.
go down to 135?
Um. Right now, I definitely want to defend it. Might as well get ranking at 140. There's a lot of good fighters at 142. So if I get opportunity there, that'll be definitely dope. But my ultimate goal is to go down back to 135. The only reason I took this one was because it was a good opportunity for the vacant belt, and I was gonna go against Jayson Velez, which is two fighters. One, I wanted to do a step up fight, and two, that was a good opportunity, to put myself up there to be one of the first, guys out of the whole, 2020, prospect class, all the prospects to be one of the first ones with a top belt like that, and over a guy like Jayson Velez. I thought that was something that I couldn't pass up. But definitely, ultimately, I want to go get a belt at 135 first, and then go start going up.
How challenging is it to plan what division you're going to settle in for championships when you're only 20 years old? So presumably you're still growing.
Right. No, it's hard, man. It's hard, especially there's more great fighters coming in by the day. So I definitely want to be wherever they're at. I want to be in the mix with them. I want to definitely try to get those fights with them, especially in this hard time of age where it's hard to get fights with top fighters going against each other.
We've got a video interview of you on our channel from before the Velez fight where you were asked to give kind of quick responses to the names of some of the big guys at 135 and 140. You certainly don't lack confidence. What is it about you and your self-belief that makes you kind of talk to these guys or talk about these guys as kind of immediate opportunities?
I definitely watch a lot of fights of them. I definitely know what they're good at, what's their weaknesses and stuff like that. But as far as that, man, I have a lot of experience as well, and I know my capabilities in the ring. I compete with every day. I compete with what I'm capable of, man. So every day I'm trying to push myself, and I know that at my best and at their best, they can't beat me.
You described SHAKUR Stevenson in just 4 words. It was pretty scathing. No power, big mouth, which I'm sure he'll be delighted to hear. Why is he someone that's caught your eye specifically? I know you mentioned some of the other guys, but he was someone you singled out.
Well, besides being, a friend and a teammate to Keyshawn Davis, who I got a little feud with as well, that's definitely, he's definitely have to pay back for, what happened. So that's another story though. But as far as Shakur, everybody's kind of blowing him out to be the next Floyd Mayweather. He himself mentions that he will be great fighters like Canelo. He said he'll beat him easily. He said he would be Floyd. He's like, he's name calling a lot of great fighters when he hasn't really done much himself yet, saying that he would, do things to him that he's probably he make it seem like he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. So I kind of just want to shut him up a little bit and, get him in the ring with me and see who really the best is. Because anybody could talk all that, but once you get in the ring, it's a different story. So everybody says he's the best. So I want to show everybody why he's not the best.
Now, if I asked you, you'd probably say you'd be willing to get in with Stevenson, Tank Davis, whoever else tomorrow. But
Yeah.
from discussions with your dad, your trainer, your management team, how far away do you think those sort of fights are for you?
I mean, man, if everything goes good, like I said, I might get, but unfortunately, it depends what weight. If I get a tight opportunity at 140, I'm stick around, keep defending the belt and stuff like that, and, go up to I believe they have other belts, right? Then I might end up getting an opportunity at 140, and I might stay there, I might not. I might go down to 135. If I go down to 35, I definitely see those fights happening, within later next year. If everything goes well.
And when you were talking about those guys in the previous interview, the one person that seemed to escape your wrath was Ryan Garcia. You didn't have anything too negative to say about him. Is he someone you respect?
I know Ryan since I was a little kid, since I was about 8 years old. So I definitely have respect for him and his family because we, like I said, I seen everything they've been through. So we've been through a journey, right? From the amateurs and stuff like that. But I want to say so much that I think he has his own little cloud going on. He's not really fighting great fighters. I feel like he talks a little bit too much on Twitter, specifically, especially with Tank. So I definitely want to fight fighters that say they're willing to fight, not just talk about it. So that's why he kind of escaped my mind. Plus, he don't have any belts. I think he has over 20 fights already, no belts, stuff like that. So I definitely want the guys that have the belts and that say they're willing to fight. So that's why he kind of escaped my mind. But if he gets a belt or he definitely wants to get a fight, I definitely would love to fight with him in LA at the Staples Center and show who the King of Cali is.
Now, in the previous interview that you and I did, we talked in depth about the feud with Keyshawn Davis and how it stems from the amateurs and him taking your Olympic spot. He's, around the same level or around the same progression level as you right now as a professional. So it's not like we're talking about a SHAKUR Stevenson or a world champion. How easy is that fight to make? Because that's a mouth-watering prospect.
No, great prospect, but being an Olympic silver medalist, not taking risk, and his resume. I mean, his resume shows that he hasn't fought nobody. He's an Olympic silver medalist, man. If he's what he says he is, they want him on the fast track. His resume should look a lot better than mine, and my resume looks one better than his. And I'm knocking everybody out in a considerable fashion. And my ranking is a lot lower than his, but I definitely think he's a good fighter. I think if I could make that fight happen, I would make that fight happen today. I would even defend it against him if he wanted to. I wouldn't even make him earn it. I'll give it to him, but unfortunately, that's not the way things work. And I think that's a big guy that they want to blow up. So I think Top Rank will protect them and not fight him with top prospects like myself. Not anytime soon, at least.
Do you resent that at all? Not just with him, but with other fighters who are getting the big build up, maybe getting a lesser level of opposition. You're a free agent, of course. You're not currently fighting on TV, so you're kind of having to do things the hard way.
Not necessarily, man. It's different. I'm not fighting on TV, yeah, correct, but I'm also fighting around California the way I like it, and I'm building a huge fan base around here. If I to sell tickets is it's unbelievably easy for me. So in a sense, I'm kind of trading something out for the other. A lot of people fight on TV. You see a lot of young prospects fight on TV, but when it comes down to the time where they gotta sell, they're the main event, they gotta sell tickets. They can't put asses on the seats. For example, like Terence Crawford, that's why they had their little feud with Top Rank. And I feel like me doing what I'm doing right now, yeah, I'm substituting the other, but I'm gonna be able to put a lot of asses in the seats when it comes down to my time. So I feel like it's a good exchange.
So how do you manage to lure these kind of bigger names who you will feel you've got the beating of into the ring with you? What can you offer them to make them take the risk? Is it just collecting more belts?
Collecting more belts, and I think putting bigger names on my resume. The next fight that we got, it's even a better fighter than Velez with more experience, and that's obviously, just a lot better, man. So we're just trying to step up competition every single time. I think definitely, the media attention that I've been getting is definitely going to create a lot of buzz for these fighters. So there might be another fighter just like me saying, "Oh, this guy has a big mouth. I want to take him out too." So I'm hoping, we get something like that, so I'm able to get the fights. Because nowadays, man, it's hard to get these fighters in there. It's just hard. They all want to say the across the street thing. Everybody keeps saying that. That thing, it's not real, man. That's make believe. They're just saying that to avoid the fights.
Are you permitted to tell us who the next opponent is, or not quite yet?
Not quite yet, because we got a handful. We got about 2 or 3 good names, and I don't want to spill it yet. But when you guys see, you like, okay, Tito was in line and he's stepping up.
Great stuff. And then presumably next year would really be your year to kick on and get onto the verge of that world title shot.
Yeah, of course, man. After I think once I defend the title the first time, I think uh, a lot of things are gonna go great for me, and I think I'm gonna be on a real fast track to be getting a world title, whether it's at 135 or 40. But I hope it's at 135 first.
Great stuff. Now, before I let you go, I know you said this on the interview that we published a little while ago, but just tell people out there how they can find you on the different social media platforms.
Yeah, you can follow me at all social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Real Tito Mercado.
Excellent. I'm sure a lot of people having watched this will get on the train, if you like. Really appreciate your time, and yeah, once that next opponent is confirmed, let's do this again.
Yeah, of course, man. Always a pleasure with you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.